TMZ podcast. I'm Charlie Neff.
I'm Edward Lewis.
No Charlie Cotton today. He will be on vacation this week, but we have amazing Edward from TMZ Sports. Thank you for filling in.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me, Charlie. I always love it.
Got a lot of topics today. We're going to first start with Ben Affleck. Even though JLo posted a Father's Day post or tribute to him, he actually spent it with Jennifer Garner. So we'll get into that. Joe Alwyn breaking his silence on the split with Taylor Swift. You're going to want to hear what he had to say. And then Angel Reese kind of knocked Caitlin Clark in the head.
Those two, that's going to be the most exciting thing in basketball for the next 10 years.
Wow. Crazy footage. And then Armie Hammer breaking his silence on the whole cannibalism accusations, and he said he's grateful for it. So we're going to get into that. But first, we're going to start out with Ben Affleck. He spent time with his ex, Jennifer Garner, on Father's Day. Obviously, him and JLo, they are on the rocks. We know that they're selling their $60 million Beverly Hills marital home. He has moved out. He's living in Brentwood, very close to Jen Garner. But what's kind of interesting is yesterday, JLo posted a Father's Day tribute to Ben. And it was a photo of him, very handsome photo of him.
Yeah, he looked
from Pearl Harbor. And she called him a hero. So a lot of people thought, oh, are they working it out? Are they together? Like, what's the deal? Well, we got photos of Jen Garner at his house and even gave her a ride home after hanging out, which I think kind of makes sense. I mean, they actually share kids together.
Right.
But I don't know, kind of strange.
Well, to me, I think the biggest piece here was JLo's Father's Day post to him last year. I don't know if y'all will recall, but it was like a sexy snap of Ben, him with a six-pack, and there was like photos of JLo and Ben like being kissy and cute and lovey. And this year it's just, hey, Ben, you're handsome. You know what I mean? It's just
and it was like a stock photo of the
it's
movie.
Clear the romance is gone, right? I mean, like if you're gonna be that sexy and sweet and fun and flirty only 12 months ago, and now 12 months later, your thing is our hero. You know, like I don't necessarily read into who he's hanging with more, right? Because you said him and Jen Garner have kids, and
they have like a good
and they're always seen at sporting events or events, right, with the kids and stuff. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. But to me, the Instagram post says it all. And again, where are we in this? Do we still think that they're trying to work this out?
No, we're being told that divorce is all but certain.
Right.
Little chance of reconciliation. And actually, we have a whole documentary on this that will kind of break everything down. You can watch it. It's called TMZ Investigates JLo and Ben Missed Warning Signs on Hulu. And we actually posted a clip from the documentary today where I believe it's a psychologist said that, or a psychiatrist, said that JLo is addicted to love, which sounds like ridiculous, but is definitely a thing.
You could see it though, right? I mean, I guess the whole premise is that she never really has downtime in between relationships.
Right. She like,
one to another.
Exactly. She like clearly hops from one person to another. But it's not like, oh, you're dating a lot of people, which yes, she's done. It's like she's on her, fourth marriage?
Right.
But at the same time, it's like, she's JLo. Like, she has so many options. So maybe that's why she has so many love interests. Like, the everyday girl probably is not getting those opportunities.
Well, and it's tough too. Like when you're that famous, it's hard to find real love, right? I mean,
too.
So when you find like A-Rod, who's in your position, you know what I mean, very very famous and struggles to find love, and Ben Affleck similar, right? Very very famous, and he can't meet a normie like us, or where it's like, how do they really love me? Whereas you meet somebody like JLo, and I know that she really loves me because we're in the same boat, right? I know she loves me for me, or she in theory loves me for me. So.
But also when you're dating a celebrity, they kind of have like this act that they put on in a way.
Sure.
So you don't know, are you dating like a real person, or are they just kind of like filling the role of like an actor, or kind of being fake or ingenuine? So there's like a lot of like funneling through that as well.
So where does she go from here now? I mean, it's clear, like it's over, right? Like it's a Father's Day post, and then him spending time.
They do have a
Garner.
prenup, so at least there's that.
Are we shocked, or what? How are we supposed to feel about this?
I know.
What I mean? Like,
I mean, in general, I think I'm sad because you always want to see like your old love like come back in your life, and it works out, and it's the fairy tale and all of that. But clearly, that's not reality, right?
Do we think she goes somewhere? Like our documentary says she's a love hopper. Is there
Yep.
anybody that we think is in the hole right now? Like,
Oh, that maybe
who's
she's
on
gonna
deck?
scoop up
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
next.
if she hasn't been, I mean, I remember A-Rod did Ben was like months, right? If not
Yeah,
weeks.
it was
Like,
like super quick.
yeah.
Maybe she
So,
goes back to A-Rod.
ooh,
Maybe
no, he's
she
kind of dating somebody right now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, Mark Anthony's married, so she can't go there.
I don't know.
I
Yeah,
mean, she likes plucking from the past,
right.
so we gotta just go back in the history.
Yeah.
Um, Moving on to another former relationship. Joe Alwyn is breaking his silence on the split with Taylor Swift. Remember, they were together for years. He called it a long, loving, and fully committed. That's a key word right there, keywords, relationship. So he's speaking out for the first time. We know that they broke up, and she was on tour at the time that the news got announced. And he said to the Sunday Times that he didn't really have time to fully take in the split because it was just a week after they had actually split that the news came out.
Okay.
But he said that his time with Taylor was long, loving, fully committed, which if I don't know if you remember, there was some like cheating allegations.
On his end.
I believe
Okay.
so.
Okay.
And so saying fully committed is pretty interesting. And if you listen to her latest album, The Tortured Poets Department, she kind of hints that his depression is what led to their split. But look,
As opposed to cheating.
right,
Okay.
right.
Okay.
So he said, in thinking on what I was going to say, I would think and hope that everyone and anyone can empathize. This isn't a direct answer to your question, but just thinking about what I want to talk about. I would hope that anyone and everyone can empathize and understand the difficulties that come with the end of a long, loving, fully committed relationship of over 6.5 years. So he's hoping people can relate and like sympathize with the breakup.
Uh, how were they not?
Oh, they were
wh-
trashing him.
but only because of these nebulous allegations of cheating, right? Or what was the?
Yeah, and I think people were like, "He didn't propose, like, it's obviously something's wrong with him."
Okay.
Like, no in no way was it gonna be Taylor's fault for this relationship
But that's the way it
falling apart.
always ends with Taylor Swift's exes, correct? Like they
Like
always take the beating, right?
yeah,
The men, I mean.
definitely.
Yeah,
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
So it seems
Which
he's kind of like, please stop beating me up.
yeah,
Sometimes
totally.
relationships just end, and
He's
it's
over
not
the
my fault.
Swiftie
Yeah,
hate.
right. I got you. I got you.
Yeah, and I think people are kinda trolling him too because she's obviously moved on with Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
He's this, like, hot football stud.
And she like shows him off, whereas
Yes.
Joe Alwyn thing was very, very private. Right?
Very private.
Right.
We barely ever got photos of
Right.
them. Yeah, so if you remember, they broke up in April 2023 after 6 years of dating, around the same time that she kicked off her still ongoing Eras tour. And I love that song on her new album where it's basically like if you have a broken heart, like keep doing it with a broken heart.
Oh,
And
right.
do you know which
I
song
know.
I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about?
I've
Oh,
heard
that
one.
one's
Yeah.
so good
It's a good song,
because it's an interesting throwback because when the news broke, she was on tour
Okay.
and the crowd is screaming more.
Got it. I see.
And
I see.
here she's like doing it with a broken heart and still like crushing it, which I think is great advice to anybody going through a heartbreak. You just got to put all of your energy and effort to whatever is going to like be good for you in the long run.
So has he been linked with anybody since Taylor?
You know, there's been photos of him like out with some models.
Okay. Okay.
We got a video of him at the Cannes Film Festival where he was like
That's right.
talking
He-
with like
yes,
4
that's
blonde
right, that's right.
girls, which
And we were
I
all
love.
talking about like, does he use the Taylor card to his advantage? Right. I mean, that's kind
right.
of
He doesn't need to.
he doesn't need to. What is his
No.
claim to fame prior to
He was
Taylor?
in movies.
Like an actor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you remember the movie he was with Emma Stone? Oh my gosh. It was like the lesbian one about
Clearly a
Queen
famous one.
Anne.
No idea.
That
No.
actually got nominated for an Oscar. Did it win? I don't remember if it won or not, but
So,
yeah.
so your interpretation of this quote is what? It's just simply like it's 14 months now. Please leave me alone. Like, or is this like his attempt to stay relevant? I don't.
No, I don't think he wants to be relevant, right? Like if he did when he was with Taylor Swift, he would have pushed
taken
that
advantage of it. Yeah.
totally, would put the foot on the gas for the publicity there, but he didn't.
I don't know. She seems infinitely more happy with Travis Kelce. Every time we see her and Travis together, it's
They look loving.
smooching and it's been a while now,
So you
right?
don't think it's like overkill?
No, I mean the season started in August, and that was about when we first saw them together, and now they're
Yeah.
yeah. I
Do you think they're gonna get engaged?
Nah, I don't know. It's up to Travis, I think, right?
Yeah, I think it is,
Like
yeah.
Travis has a lot of life, like and not that Taylor doesn't, but I mean it's just
Yeah.
like Travis, like he is going 100 miles an hour. Like
Mhm.
Taylor, it's a lot of just so I don't know.
True.
Next story here. I'm excited to talk about this WNBA. Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. They've been feuding since their days in
Are
college.
they actually feuding or are they turning it up for the cameras?
That's what I was going to talk about. That it seems like now they're at least on Angel's part. It seems like there's an active attempt to use this to her advantage because this story I'm about to say is crazy. So you'll recall the Caitlin Clark plays for the Fever now. Angel Reese plays for the Sky now. A couple weeks ago, they played together for the first time or played against each other for the first time, and there was big drama. Caitlin Clark got fouled. Angel Reese was seen clapping. It was a big deal. Well, they played again for the second time on Sunday. And
Mhm.
in their contest, Angel Reese smacked Caitlin Clark in the head.
I mean, she was reaching for the
It was a
ball.
basketball-ish play, but she
Yes.
caught more head than ball. And they went to review, and they said, yes, that's a
A
flagrant
foul.
foul. It's an upgraded foul. It's not just your common foul. So she was hit with like a flagrant. I don't know how to put that in TMZ terms, but it's a more aggressive foul. Afterward, though, is
But,
where
like, okay, I saw the clip. In no way was that intentional. In basketball, you gotta reach up for the ball, and that's exactly what she was doing. The ball happened to be next to Caitlin Clark's head, so it wasn't like she was, like, getting her right in the head. She was clearly her
if you
hand was
watch the replay,
open.
we actually got sent this in the tip line. If you watch the replay, the slow motion replay,
Yeah.
you can kind of see her start while she's smacking her, bit, and then as she finishes, itch. You know what I mean? You could
Yeah.
kind of see it. So who knows? I mean, like you said, it's a basketball play. And you never want to, if somebody's going up to make a basket, you always make a hard foul so they don't get the and one. You know what I mean? So you always want to try to make sure the ball leaves and you don't. So I don't know whether it had anything to do with Caitlin or just the basketball aspect of it. But I will say after the game, Angel was talking with reporters about it. And here's where I think you start using the Caitlin Clark stuff. Like she was like, I'm sure we'll play this 100 times on Monday. And she said stuff like, Caitlin gets a special whistle and just taking these
Oh.
digs at Caitlin. Like the referees, in so many words, the referees help her and not us, that kind of shit.
Oh,
She
okay.
said some things like the refs impacted the game greatly tonight. And it's just things like that I think where you get that narrative that she's using Caitlin to kind of step up on the platform because Caitlin was asked about it after the game and Caitlin said it's just basketball. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So she could have said I hate Angel and it's the biggest rivalry ever. But the bottom line is these two are going to go at it for the next 10 years in WNBA. And it's
Honestly,
must-see TV every
It's
time they
it's
play.
making great headlines. This has been amazing for the WNBA. Like,
Yes.
everyone's talking I can't even think of the last time we talked about an NBA
I
game.
know, I know, I know.
Edward, tell me
So
when.
listen. So look at this. So we get a shoot report, or a daily report of the numbers, and this story, I think, quintupled every other sports story
Wow.
yesterday. You know what I mean? Not, it wasn't a huge day in sports. It was the U.S. Open and WNBA and a little bit of baseball, but
Yeah.
still, I mean, it did numbers that are generally reserved for the LeBron Jameses, the Tiger Woodses, the Tom Brady stories,
Oh
and
my
so
goodness.
these two are just massive superstars now. And anytime, even it's just a hard foul. You know what I mean? It wasn't like she
Right.
punched her in the throat and they had a
Totally.
brawl. And
Yeah.
for that to do the numbers that like a LeBron James post would or a Tom Brady post would, it says a lot, man. People really are into this, and I am too.
Do you think that people are also into it because it's kinda like race baiting a little bit? Like, it's a black girl versus a white girl, and I
Yeah,
hate that so much because I
no,
wanna see them getting along, like, unity, like, bringing the country together, which sounds, like, ridiculous because it's WNBA, but, like, I almost hate to see, number 1, women feuding,
sure, sure.
right? Because it makes us look like we're catty, we'll fight about anything, we'll complain about anything, but then also you got, like, a white girl versus a black girl, like, that also I'm like, "No, you guys, like, be the poster child for, like, unity in the WNBA," but then at the same time, like, they're getting
I
headlines.
don't think it has.
They're
For the two of them, it has nothing to do with it. But a lot of people on social media and a lot of people who want clicks and headlines
play
kind of
into
make
that.
into that. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
But the two of them, they've known each other forever, and I don't think there's any of that between the two of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's good stuff. watching these two play is, like I said, you
Have
have
you
to
been
watch
to a
it.
WNBA game?
Never in my life, but
I
like
kind of want to
I
go.
low key almost went to the Caitlin Clark one when they played the Sparks here. Like,
No
and
way.
I'm 35 years old. Like I've been to every sporting event ever. And I was like, let me go. So it's
I feel like we should go, like the TMZ
TMZ.
group.
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah.
so fun.
Absolutely.
All right. And to my favorite segments, Today in History. So today is Monday, June 17th. Edward, I know you've heard Harvey's live shots this morning. Do you know what today is? Or what happened on this day in
I'm assuming
1994?
related to JLo?
No.
Oh, okay. That was all the live shots.
Different live shot.
Okay.
So on this day in 1994, football hero O.J. Simpson was charged with the murders of his ex-wife,
That was
Nicole
today?
Brown Simpson, and her friend, Ronald Goldman. And then basically, remember, after that sensational trial, he was acquitted the following year. But today also was the speed chase of him in the Bronco taking off. Remember, he had like a passport on him, bunch of money. Wow, such an iconic pop culture history moment.
That is. Usually I make fun of your Today in History, but that's a big one.
Cool day. That's a big one.
Yeah.
And we do have a documentary about OJ called TMZ Presents OJ, How He Really Did It on Tubi. If you guys want to check that out. Harvey, if you guys remember, he was like the main reporter, like covering all of the OJ stuff. He, kind of came, like had interactions with OJ that he talks about in the documentary. That's really interesting if you want to check that out. Also, on this day in 1885, going way, way back, the Statue of Liberty arrived in New York Harbor. It came in pieces, packed in various crates. They put it all together. Do you know what color it was originally? It's copper.
Oh
right?
yeah, because it oxidized, right?
Yeah, so it's copper. So originally when the Statue of Liberty was out there in all its glory, it was gold. So imagine how amazing it would have looked with the sun shining
for
on
that
this gold
couple weeks that
figure.
it was gold.
Yeah, and then it's green and got some bird poop on it. Lovely. Also, birthday shout out to Kendrick Lamar. He was born the same year as me, 1987. I can't believe Kendrick Lamar and I are the same age.
Yeah.
Like, I look at him, I mean, no, like, dig on him. I just feel like he's, like, older.
I thought you were going to say he's young.
No, he's, like, older.
Okay.
Like, Blake Lively's my age, too. And I'm like, okay, I can see us, like, being friends. But, like, Kendrick, I feel like he's, like, older for some reason. I don't know. Don't want to be in a beef with you, though,
Sorry,
Kendrick.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Edward.
Thanks for having me, as always.
We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.